Hello everyone, today let's solve the problem number 1907, count salary categories, right? So what the question states here, we are given a table accounts. You can clearly see here, we are given a table accounts here. So containing two columns, this contains two columns here, one is account ID and another one is income. So account ID and income both are of the type integer, right? So account ID, so this is the primary key with the unique values for each account, right? So, and what is income table doing here? This is the monthly income for each account, which is both are of the type integer, right? Just keep this in mind. So what is our main task here? We have to write a solution to calculate the number of bank accounts for each salary category. So what we need to calculate here, we need to write a solution to calculate the number of bank accounts for each salary category. When I say each salary category, we have three categories here which they have mentioned here. So basically one is low salary, the second one is average salary, and the third one is high salary. So low salary here they have given clearly here. Low salary, salaries strictly less than $20,000, right? So salary strictly less than $20,000. Average salary, salaries between $20,000 and $50,000, which is inclusive, right? So salaries between $20,000 to $50,000, which is inclusive, and high salaries, salaries strictly greater than $50,000. So you can clearly see here, salary strictly greater than $50,000. They have clearly mentioned here, right? So we need to write a solution to calculate the number of bank accounts for each salary category. So low salary, average salary, and high salary, right? So the result table must contain all the three categories. This is very important. The result table must contain all the three categories. When I say three categories, so it should contain low salary, average salary, and high salary, right? So the result table must contain all the three categories even if the count is 0. Return the result in any order even if the count is 0. The result table must contain all the three categories even if the count is 0. We can return the result in any order doesn't matter here, right? So we can return the result in any order. That's what they have mentioned. So let's come to the first example here. Just give me a second here. Yeah, here the example one, right? So just give me a second here. In this case, we have the accounts table here with the column names account ID and income. We have already seen this one, right? So first one, we need to go with the low salary, average salary, and high salary. We need to return three of them. So that's what they have mentioned in the question. We have we have discussed this one in the question itself, right? So here in this case, we have the account IDs 2, 3, 6, and 8, right? So 2, 3, 6, and 8 means 3, 2, 8, and 6. I said it in the ascending order. That's it. Here in this case, we have the account ID 3, 2, 8, and 6, right? So only two accounts has income less than 20,000 here in this case. So 2 and another one is just give me a second here. So sorry, here not only two accounts, only account 2, right? Sorry, I got confused here. Only account 2 has the salary less than 20,000 here. You can clearly see 12,747. They have given 12,747, right? So here in this case, count is 1. So for the low salary, so this one, the count is 1. So next we have to find out average salary as well as high salary, right? So average salary in between $20,000 to $50,000 and high salary greater than $50,000. In this case, you can clearly see we don't have the average salary at all. So we don't have the income between $20,000 to $50,000 mentioned in the income column. So the count is 0 in this case. You can clearly check here, right? For the account ID 3, account ID 8, and account ID 6. So for the account ID 3, 8, and 6, we have the income greater than $50,000. You can clearly see here 1,08,939. This is 87,709, and 6 we have here 91,796. In this case, we have 3, right? For the account ID 3, 8, and 6. Here the count is 3 in this case, right? So this is low salary, this is average salary, and this is high salary. So this is 1, count 1, count 0, and count 3 accordingly with the this one. accounts table that they have given in the mentioned in the example 1. So output in this case, we have to go with the columns category and accounts count, right? They have mentioned clearly right here. So low salary, average salary and high salary, that's what we have considered here. Low salary, average salary and high salary, this is fine. So accounts count here 103, that's what we got here, 103, right? So this is what we need to return in the form of output, basically the column category and accounts count. So I hope the question is completely clear, right? So they have clearly explained as well in the explanation. Low salary account 2, average salary no accounts, high salary account 3, 6 and 8. So I hope the question is completely clear. What we need to do is completely clear as well. So first let's discuss the approach, then let's write the query. As usual, let's discuss the approach first. So here in the first step, what we will do, we will categorize the salaries. So this is very important. We will categorize the salaries into 3 fixed categories. So one is they have given low salary, average salary and high salary. That's what they have mentioned in the question. So we need to return low salary, average salary and high salary and the count and the respective count, right? That they have given. I mean that they have clearly mentioned in the question. So here low less than 20,000, we have already discussed this one. Average 20,000 to $50,000 and high, this is greater than $50,000. This is fine. So let's this we have already discussed, so we are familiar with this one. Let's move on with the next step here. So second step here, we will count the accounts. When I say we will count the accounts, we will be making use of count of star. So when we have to count the accounts, right? So you would have already guessed that we will be making use of count keyword here. We will be making use of count of star for each category. When I say each category, low salary, average salary as well as the high salary, right? These categories. So we will count the accounts using count of star for each category, low salary, average salary and the high salary here in this case. So let's move on with the third case here, or third step. We will combine the results using union all. We will combine the results using union all. Why we have to combine the results using union all here? Because we need to include the zero counts for the missing categories. For the missing categories, if that doesn't exist, we have to include zero counts. We have already discussed this one during the question, right? So we need to include the zero count for missing categories, right? This is very important. The final step here is we will return the fixed labels for each category. So we will return the fixed labels. In this case, we will return the fixed labels for each category. So when I say we will return the fixed labels for each category, column name here, both column names. So here less AS and average salary as well as the high salary. So count here. This is fine. So we will return the fixed labels for each category. So this is the approach that we will be going with. First, categorize salaries into the fixed categories. We discussed this one: low, average and high. Low less than 20,000, this is between 20,000 to 50,000, and high greater than 50,000 here. Second one, count accounts using count of star for each category. Third one, we will be combining the results using union all to include the zero counts. Fourth one here is return the fixed labels. When I say return fixed labels, we will be doing it for the each category in this case. So this is the approach that we'll be going with. As we are familiar with the approach now, we will it will be easier to write the query. Let's start writing the query. So let's start writing the query. First step here is we have to count the number of accounts with income less than 20,000, right, for the low salary. So here I'll just go with the select keyword. Let me give low salary, right? So as let's consider this one as category. So just give me a second here. 1 second. Yeah. So let me copy this one here. So as category, so I have already said we'll be making use of the count keyword, right? So count of star, if you remember. So let's make use of the count of star here as accounts count here. So this one, let me copy this one. Let me paste it over here. This is fine. So this is coming from accounts table. So let me come here. This is coming from accounts table. Where is accounts table here? This one. So this is coming from accounts table where income is less than 20,000. So here where income less than 20,000. This is fine. So let's go with union all here. So I said we'll be making use of union all. This was for the condition. We have to count. We wrote the query, or we implemented here based on the count. Yeah, here we were counting the number of accounts with income less than 20,000 here. Sorry, so I got confused here. Yeah, we will be making use of the union all. We have already discussed this one in the approach. So the next step here is we have to count the number of accounts with the income between 20,000 to 50,000, which is inclusive, right? So basically this we will be considering as average salary. We know this one, right? So same thing. Let me do one thing. Let me copy the same thing and make the necessary changes here. So here, let me paste this one. Instead of the low, here I'll just give average. This one, right? Average salary as this one as category. We don't have to write this one. We have already written this one. This is fine. So in this case, comma count of star. This is fine. This is coming from accounts where income. So this one we will change. We'll be making use of between keyword that is provided by this one MySQL or SQL, right? So between 20,000 to 50,000, right? 20,000 here and 50,000. This is fine. So this is it for the condition. Second condition, we are counting the number of counts with income between 20,000 and 50,000, that is inclusive, right? So again I'll be making use of union all here. Union all. This is fine. So the next step here is the third step. We will be counting the number of accounts with income greater than 50,000, nothing but high salary here. So let me copy the same thing and make the necessary changes here, man. So let me copy this one. So in this case, select, instead of selecting the average salary, I'll just make this one high salary. This is fine. Comma count of star, this remains same. From account, this also remains same. Where income, so I can just write here in this case income greater than 50,000, right? So this is it for the query. Simple to understand, right? Simple query. So let me hit the run button. This is it for the query. So here what happened? Yeah, here you can clearly see the sample test case is getting passed. Let me hit the submit button. I hope this works for all the test cases. Let's see. So here you can clearly see all the test cases are getting passed. Means the code works, the query works absolutely correct on this case, right? So I hope whatever query that we have written is completely clear as well. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.